Hiya, my name is Miriam, and welcome to my witchin' kitchen. In this video, I'm gonna take you on this journey of me attempting to make moldable wax. Now, this here is the recipe that I used, and consisting of soy wax pellets, and I got that all nice and melted up, and I added, dyes and all that fun stuff. And something to know about soy wax is that it is very greasy. And I just don't like using it. I just don't like using it for candles. So I thought maybe that if I use soy wax to make wax that could be sculptable, because it is quite soft, I thought that it would work. And I'm just going to let you know now that it didn't. But go ahead and enjoy the whole magic that I'm trying to do here. Now, when I was making this, I just want to be clear to everyone who is even watching that I posted this video. I posted this first half of the video on YouTube, but I was listening to music while doing this, and it completely got rid of my video because it was copyrighted music. It was titled "I Failed," and that's okay. And I failed. But it was so fun mixing this and smelling it. It was lovely. It kind of looks like tomato soup, and I enjoy tomato soup. And I gently and carefully pour this onto parchment paper. Now, I got this idea from a candle making kit that my mom and I got for my daughter at Five Below. And it just came with like these wax sheets that you heat up with a hair dryer, and you can mold it into like these little animal figurines. It was cute, it was fine. But I was messing with it a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. Let me make some moldable wax. So here I decided to add paraffin wax to the soy wax, thinking that, the paraffin wax is really hard and the soy wax is very soft. So it should mix together and be nice. But it ends up making a horror show. And it's got this really pretty, like, geography in the parchment paper mixed with the cinnamon, which I really enjoyed. And I was excited. I really thought that I was going to do this. And so I let it dry. Then, once it was nice and dry, it was time to test it out. And testing it out, here you will see, and even I saw immediately, like, it was brittle and it broke, and I just still kept cutting. I was like, you know what, maybe I can make it work. Let me grab my wick, let me feel on it, let me try and warm it with my hands, and no, and no. But I still didn't give up on it. I still took the little pieces and I tried. And I tried some more and I kept trying. But I failed. So I had to try something new. And I looked it up, and beeswax is really good. And in the time while waiting, I had some of these, Baby Bell cheeses, and that's in the wax. They have wax. And so I decided to melt that down because it was going to be red anyway. And I added my beeswax and a bit of petroleum jelly because that's how they said to do it. And tell me this doesn't look fucking delicious. Doesn't this look like I'm making like a strawberry compote? What the fuck is a compote? I don't know. But I loved it. And beeswax smells so good. It smells like honey. I mean, that's kind of common sense. You would think, of course, it smells like honey, but it smells like honey. Um, Also, with the other wax, it did not come out near as red as I wanted to, so I just used all my red dye. And I stirred that shit up. And this was super heckin' red. And I love that. Because the whole candle that I'm making, and of course cinnamon, because I love cinnamon, adds power to any spell. But the reason why I'm making a red candle, because it signifies passion and love. But mainly, I wanted to have passion again. The first half of this video, when I was failing so bad, it really discouraged me. So I stopped for a little while. But then, even while making this and pouring it into this, it was already so different. And I knew that I was like, okay, I figured something out. Doing a little research goes a long way. And it was fun. It still looked like it glooped pretty quickly. But still, it did it did dry pretty nicely. And separating it from the parchment paper was so easy, which I was afraid of because there were thin layers, and I was like, oh, that's not going to look good. And I cut it. And it cut well. And it was malleable. And I could put it on the wick. And I was happy about that. And I got to put my hands in every layer of this candle, which I needed. Like, look at this cute little stick of dynamite that I made. Like, it looks cute, right? And so here's my little crazy little bit, like my core, and here I am just molding it, and it felt really good. And it's something that I've always liked because I've done a lot of different media growing up because I was in art class, and I've always liked sculpting. And so that's what I did. This shot is not what I expected it to be, I'm not gonna lie, but that's fine because I got to do it. I got to make the candle. And then of course I skip. I don't record the whole thing because I don't have that much, yeah, memory. And this is my thing. This is what I've done. So while filming it, like, I looked back and the tip just looked a little too phallic for me. It's a candle, it's a stick, but it just looked a little too phallic for me. Look at that. Just like right at the end. And so I did decide to adjust that by cutting off the tip and making it more stick looking, of course. And then it was time to burn it. And I knew it was going to be good. And I burned it. And I expected it to kind of like go down the spiral that I made, and it didn't. But that was okay because it still burned so beautifully. And it smelled like honey and cinnamon. And it looks like claymation. And it is a gorgeous red. So brilliantly red. And I focused on my passion. In the end, it ended in this pile of wax that was beautiful, and reviewing the film of it, it just looks like a woman, two women even, just looking over that flame that is me. And I feel passionate.